Super7 a good pickup for $20? Let's see. Guys, welcome back to YKB, Why Keep the Box Collecting, where we immediately destroy the value of our figures by freeing them from their plastic and cardboard prisons. While shopping at Ross yesterday, I found this guy. Super7's King Sphinx. Now, as an avid Power Rangers Lightning Collection fan, I'm like, anytime to get a good character to add in my collection, I do that. Now, I normally don't collect Super7, but their monsters and their other type of figures look pretty good. Um, I also like anything Egyptian, so definitely can fit in my collection. And I got it for $20, so it's not much to complain. I'm just looking at the box over here. It looks good. Super7 always does a good job with boxes, but here at the YKB, we just don't care. There's the logo on the back, or the file card, I mean. Great open box concept. Love how it comes with the cases. If people kept these boxes, they wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be that upsetting. They look good cases, but I don't care, so let's open them up. Looking at it here, this looks good. Nothing really to complain about right now. Figure looks amazing. Super7 always does good job, at least when it looks to the concept of these characters. But let's free him and get him out. Now, just initially taking out this figure, the chest is really loose. But we'll get to that part when we get to it. It looks good. Paint job looks clean. The chest looks a little bit different than the arms. Probably clearly different plastic. That's a little bit harder of a plastic. That's more rubbery. But the job looks clean. Let's bring it a little closer and then maybe we'll get into the accessories in a second. And just get a closer view. And you can look at it. It looks clean. There's really no complaining about the look over here. I mean, it has that very much Power Ranger Sentai feel with the bright colors and everything, but it also has a mix of this could be used as a regular character. Like, I have a Egyptian display, which I'm thinking he might go in, he might mix into, or it could use him as a Power Ranger display. Either one of them he can fit into pretty well. But before I glaze over this figure some more, let's get into this accessories. One thing I gotta say about filming this, accessories, they feel quality, unlike most things. Let's start off with his hands. He has two gripping hands with hinges for the actual proper grip, so he can use his staff properly. The other hand is typical grip, or typical peg. He has two action hands, one pointing, one grabbing, like a menacing grabbing. Another pivot hand for the holding the staff the proper way, and a horizontal one. So this looks pretty good. And on the figure itself, he has fist hands. So I think a good assortment of hands. Here, his staff looks pretty good, pretty simple, no complaining. His wings, they look good. I kind of like that on the back, looks nice. And his yelling head, both of them kind of have it open. I like this one because it's more scary. The other head, which is right here, is much more of a evil grin type of look. but it still works. And I'm happy with this spread of accessories. I don't know the initial price of this product, but at the $20 price point I bought this for, I'm more than happy. Nobody's gonna complain if they found this figure for $20. But now that we got done with the accessories, let's attach them to the figure. Pegged in one wing, it's a little bit tough. So these pegs don't look like they're going to be the easiest to get in and out, which is fine. I'm not going to be pegging this stuff in and out all the time. And every time I look at him, I'm just surprised on how clean he looks. This is a good looking figure. And might as well. I am a little bit afraid of taking this stuff in and out because these pegs do feel very thin. Before I stick that in there, let's look at this real quick. If you look at the peg here, it looks very cheap and it's already bending. So I would not suggest taking this thing out over and over again. I don't like when I have to heat up products. I don't like when I have to heat up my figures to take the pegs out. And I don't want to be that concerned about sustaining or taking care of the figure that much. So, but it looks like this figure is going to have to be like that. And right there, I just scratched that, if you can see that. So, something to look out for. I would say he's a little top heavy. His core is not strong at all. It keeps on falling all over for me. So that might be a little bit of an issue, but it's minor nitpicks. You can get him pretty balanced and he can stay kind of in the pose. Looking at him with the staff, I'm not kind of feeling the staff that much. Just looks a little bit wonky in comparison. Looks kind of cartoony. When the look looks good, but the second you add the staff, it just seems a little bit out of place, so I will be taking the staff off. But I am in awe on how well this looks. Man, when Super7 does things, at least correctly, because we do know they do some things terribly, it looks amazing. King Sphinx is approximately okay. King Sphinx is approximately, I want to call him 7 inches, almost 8 inches, 7. I'm gonna call him 8 inches just because I kind of can't keep him. His core sucks, so every time I get him straighten up, he kind of leans back and just falls over. I kind of can't get him in a neutral pose. So I'm just going to say he's 8 inches. Maybe if the dumbbell in the middle was better, he would be able to stand up better. He's kind of leaning back here, so kind of really can't measure it too accurately. But he's so close to 8 inches that there's really no one would complain about calling him 8 inches. From shoulder to shoulder, he is about 4 inches. From wing to wing, let's do that because people will talk about that. About 6 inches. And you see every time you touch him and he just leans back. You can see that. This core just can't stay neutral. So That is an issue. I might have to open him up and stick some scotch tape in there or something, glue dots, something just to give him some core to keep him standing. Let's do some articulation. You can almost do a split, single knee. It's really hard. His legs, typical ankle rocker, which is fine. I thought it was a ball joint, but it's not. That swivels, hip swivels, that moves all around. Double ball jointed. His tail moves all around. Wings just kind of spin. Can go all the way up that far. You can disco, and it comes out. That popped out real easily. Well, that might be an issue, but it is Super 7, so joints do like to come out, and very much these are very cheap. The joints. It's a single jointed elbow. Goes less than 90 degrees, but very little. So it's almost 90 degrees. And the hands swivel. Let's get this back in. Popped in pretty easily. Head. That's the head. There's a number on there. That's a number 2. That's number 1. So if this is number 1, why was this head on? I don't know. Let's put the other head on, just for now. The other head looks better on him. But he moves pretty well for such a big character. It's kind of sucky that his articulation points are kind of cheaply made. Maybe that's the reason why he kind of can't stand up straight. Besides being top heavy, he's very loose. But, he's very top heavy even before the wings. So, let's do some height comparisons. Now, because this is Mighty Morphin, picked up a couple of the Rangers. And I really do like the size comparisons because I like when they're monsters. Here's a couple Tommies. That looks pretty good with each other. Man, I need to clean off my Power Ranger collection. They are dirty. But that's all the Mighty Morphin I grabbed. They look pretty decent with them. It looks like I need to clean off my display. Some of these figures are dirty. But they match up the height pretty well. I like it. Here's some more Lightning collection I just grabbed. They were in the front of my display, so I just grabbed a couple Red Rangers. And to get out of Power Rangers, here's a NECA Turtle. Here's a Loyal Subjects Turtle. They kind of don't scale well unless you consider the Sphinx to be a god type of character. G.I. Joe Classified series. Star Wars Black series. I think they match up pretty well for monsters against human looking things. I feel like your humans to be a little bit bigger or smaller. There's Marvel Legends. There's Loyal Subjects. You can punch that into the scale. SH Figure Arts. And a Spawn. truthfully, I believe this Super 7 figure can kind of fit into any scale, with a little bit of imagination. I think it looks good. It very much compares to Lightning Collection, which is the reason I grabbed it, because I was like, wanted to fudge it in. I definitely did grab too many, what I would say special Rangers. Maybe I should just grab all the Mighty Morphin, but I had them all in their display and they were kind of mixed all throughout. I just grabbed the front people. But if you're a Power Ranger collector, you should definitely get the Super 7. It does have a little bit of flaws, but they're flying all throughout Ross stores, so, pick it up if you can find it. I think it's a good value for the pickup. And for more reviews, come to the YKB. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Super 7 on sale. Pick up from me.